Hey, how's it going? Coming at you with another shoe review today, looking at the Xero Z Trail sandal. Um, so I've had a few Zero shoes now. At this point, I've had the Zero Prio. I did a review. Yeah, you can check my video, see the reviews on those. The Prio, the Colorado. Actually, I'm wearing the Colorados right here. And here are the Z Trails. Now, Z Trails look a lot like the popular Israeli shoe, the Shorish Source sandals, except they're much thinner, very thin. That's the whole premise with minimal zero minimalist barefoot shoes. Is it's you have a lot of ground feel. You really feel the contours of the ground. It moves, it flexes with the ground and with your foot. So even though this is a very thin, I'm forgetting how many millimeters. I want to say maybe 7. I can't remember exactly, but it's thin, not as thin as some of Zero's other sandals, like the Z Trek, which has even thinner. I'd actually like to try that, see how they compare. I'm sure you feel the ground a little bit more with those. But when I go trail running, and this is what I wanted to get these for, I need a bit of protection. So let me jump into some of the features here. It looks good. I like the look of it. It looks again like the popular Shorish sandal here in Israel. And it's got nice, Velcro straps in 2 places. The back against the heel here is Velcro. And it's also, actually, no, sorry, one Velcro. And then this is adjustable here. Um, so I love the ground feel. That's what I love about barefoot shoes is you feel the ground, you feel the contours of the ground, you feel the rocks. It can hurt a little bit, but you learn how to avoid the sharp rocks, and your foot definitely gets stronger with time. And it's just amazing to feel the ground. So I love that. And it's just so light. I mean, because there's no such a thin sole, and it's just it weighs so little, which is awesome. And what I like is that it doesn't, I mean, I'm not a big fan of the thong sandals that go between the toe. So it's, keeps your toes able to kind of spread out. This top layer here is a foam, which you can see my feet have started to make like an indentation in it. It molds with your foot nicely. It has a bit of a heel cup here, which is kind of nice. It doesn't bother you at all. It just kind of maybe adds a little bit of protection, stopping rocks from coming into the shoe from the back. You don't notice it at all, and it likely helps. So nice little heel cup here. It's not totally flat. And let's see, it looks good. I like there's a few different color options. I got kind of the brown, a little bit of pattern. You can see it. It's nice. And so let's talk about these different layers here in the midsole. The top is the footbed, which is foam, which your foot, compresses down over time and just molds perfectly with your foot. Then you've got these 2 other layers here. The important one I want to talk about here is the outer sole here. It's actually pretty hard. It's like some barefoot shoes. I'll even show you my Colorados here for a second, are a little more like squishy on the bottom, like a normal shoe. This is kind of pretty hard plate here, which again takes away from a little bit of the ground feel that you might get in some other Zero shoes, like the Z Treks, which look basically the same as these, just with a thinner sole. And again, I would like to try those to compare. But on the other hand, the good thing about having this hard plate is it really does protect your foot from rocks. And it's a trail shoe. It's called the Z Trail. You can hike in them comfortably. I've gone on 10-kilometer runs in them, and in general, been very pleased. You can run in them nicely. It grips the ground nicely. You can see the tread here. And the only complaint I have while running, and really in general, well, let's say in running, the main complaint that I have is that my foot does, sometimes let's say my foot's sitting here, I notice my foot can kind of start to like shift over a little bit, like slide, not all the way off, like this. It is a running sandal. You can definitely run in these. It's not just a regular sandal. But my foot, sometimes every few kilometers, I need to kind of just recenter it a little bit. So maybe I need to adjust the straps a little differently, keep playing around with that too. But I do notice a little bit of sliding in the foot. But while I'm running, it's not sliding around too much. It does feel good. You can really run in these. They are a running sandal, So let's see. This kind of strap is when it gets wet, it just kind of stays wet for a long time. That's the disadvantage of these kind of straps. It's like fabric. It will stay wet for a while. It's not quick dry necessarily. One little feature I'm not so keen on is this little, this kind of is a little long and just kind of flaps around a little bit. Well, I guess I could, let's see. Okay, never mind. There is a little bit of a gummy type of thing. I could secure that down, so it's a little bit better. But it is still a little bit annoying that it's a lot of like kind of extra material here. I've had these for about 2 months. I've gone on a number of runs in them. Again, several 10-kilometer runs. And I like to cruise in them. And they give you, the good foot protection you need. They're lightweight and they're a great shoe. And, I've been trying them all during the winter. So in the summer, that will also be even more fun to try them when it's a little warmer. But for now, I will say that it's just a fun, lightweight, all-purpose outdoor shoe. And if you want more of like an indoor sandal, kind of like this, but with less, you probably want the Z Trek, which gives you even more ground feel, even though this is super thin compared to most shoes and sandals. So you might want to check out that Z Trek. I'd also check it out. But here you have it, the Xero Z Trail. Thanks for stopping by.